Hello everybody, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Hannibal reaction. This is Rod Live and my name is Matt. Hello. Okay. Last time oh fuck, I just remembered. This is gonna be airing on August 18 on YouTube, isn't it? Today is my birthday. Well, 2 weeks from now it's my birthday, but it will be my birthday by the time you're watching this on YouTube. Hello. Happy birthday to me. Wish me happy. Actually, don't do that. It's okay. I just remember. I just wanted to point it out. But anyway. Yeah. Hannibal. Sorry, I got distracted. Hannibal. What's happening? Last time. Oh yeah, I was thinking this episode, I'm going to make a conscious effort to not repeat myself. Like I've been doing in the past like 3 episodes. Just being like, why don't they fucking realize that it's, you know, like, I'm not gonna do that every episode at this point. I'm just tired, and I feel like it's gonna be annoying. But, yes, everyone keeps thinking that Hannibal's good. Will is not. He's gonna be on trial. Maybe, he's gonna get executed or whatever. Death penalty. Sure. That's mostly what happened. He convinced Beverly Katz to, review the evidence or something like that without actually assuming that Will is guilty. That's like the only thing he asked for in exchange of helping out with the palette killer who also got killed by Hannibal, probably because he wanted to, and he was put in the middle of his masterpiece, and Hannibal took his leg and ate it. Yeah, that was mostly it. I don't think much happened previous episode besides that. We'll remember that Hannibal fucked with him and made him eat the ear. Oh fuck, the therapist lady. I forgot her name. The French therapist lady, whatever. Hannibal's therapist. She decided, you know what? I've had enough. I'm pretty sure this guy's a serial killer. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. So before she went to Hannibal and was like, all right, our sessions are over. Then she went to Will and she was like, well, she went to Jack and was like, all right, I cannot give you more information on Hannibal. I don't think it would be wise. Then she went to Will and she was like, I wanted to meet the man himself before I disappeared. And then she was like, I believe you, actually. You know what? I believe you. I think Hannibal's a piece of shit. I don't know exactly how, but I believe that. And I believe he's fucking with you. And that was the end of the episode. Oh, Hannibal tried to go into her house and kill her, and then she was gone by that point. So she's out. Maybe she's out of the story forever. But yeah, maybe she's gonna be a loose end that maybe they can investigate now, because there was something that happened in the past with her and with another patient, and I'm assuming both her and Hannibal got that guy killed or whatever, and that's why she hasn't said anything, because she would be found guilty. Yes, Will can tell Jack Crawford or whoever, just like, hey, this lady came by and she said that she believes me or something, and she said she was gonna run away or something like that. Do you know what happened with her or something? And they could investigate her and maybe they could find something, you know, because she literally just disappeared. So that's something to look into. So yeah, anyway, I think that's it for Hannibal, for the recap. I think we can just start with this episode. So yeah, Hannibal season 2 episode 3. Oh yeah, I forgot. Patreon. We have a Patreon. Check out the link in the description for the Patreon if you want to support the channel. If you want to like just straight up give me food, or if you would like to catch early access episodes or full length reactions. All right, that's good. Let's go. So Hannibal season 2 episode 3. Let's go. Oh, it's a trial day. We're going on a trial today. The fucking little look that Hannibal gave himself. Looking good. That's one hell of a dump truck ass. Isn't our episode going to be a trial here?
Keenly insightful to the human condition, and I would argue the smartest person in this room.
This fucking piece of shit smiling. Alright. How do we even get out of this one?
There's a reason that you're a witness for the prosecution, Agent Crawford.
Remind me what that reason is.
If you can't represent your own beliefs, represent the Bureau's.
And you believed that he was valuable because he could think like a killer.
He could think like anybody.
Sounds like a supervillain.
No, that doesn't.
Will Graham enjoyed the cover his role at the FBI gave him to commit his terrible crimes.
I don't believe that to be true.
Agent Crawford?
Will hated every second of the work. He hated it. He didn't fake that.
He's doing it. He's going
I've
in.
been warned by more than one person that if I pushed Will, I'd break him. I put those checks and balances in place, then ignored them.
This is gonna be bad for
And
him.
here we are.
Maybe this is how Will gets away with it. I mean, gets away with it. He gets left off the hook because Jack is gonna take the fall instead. And maybe Jack is kicked off the FBI later. Fuck. But that's how Will maybe survives.
What does Jack Crawford drink? Whatever it is, I need to send him a very expensive bottle.
Said I'm a killer because he drove me insane.
Oh, he paved the road for your defense. We had to create desire to find you not guilty, which is not.
Do you know this
in
actor?
courtroom right now.
What's that? Is that real?
I think I opened your mail.
Wait, is that the previous year or is it a new one? Is that the second year? And Hannibal mailed it to them? And now it's like, okay, what the fuck is happening?
I haven't felt better in weeks.
Because he did the right thing.
I'm content to let the chips fall.
As a friend, I'm telling you not to force an issue for the short-term emotional satisfaction it can have. Will claims someone else committed the crimes he's accused of.
Is he trying to save Will?
Perhaps he was half right.
Is this his play?
I know there was no evidence against you.
There never was.
Is he gonna try to stop the accusations towards Hannibal?
I'm not insane.
If someone else is responsible for your crimes, perhaps he now wants to be seen.
Why would he want to be seen now?
He cares what happens to you.
Calls Freddie Lowndes to the stand?
Fucking god, she's back. Is Hannibal trying to save Will? Because he cares. But I think Will is trying to pretend that he doesn't suspect Hannibal anymore.
The whole truth, nothing but the truth. Abigail told me she believed Will Graham wanted to kill her and cannibalize her like her father wanted to do. She was right.
Oh my god.
I should have listened to her. I blame Will Graham.
Oh, fuck this bitch. Why is she like this?
Remind me how many times you've been sued for libel?
6.
Sorry?
Louder?
6.
How many times did you settle?
6.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Oh man. And it's immediately gone. Nope. Yep. Oh, it's an impaled body. Yeah.
An arresting piece of theater.
Why are they bringing Hannibal to the...
He ate a girl's ear. It was in his stomach. God knows what else of her was in there.
You should have taken a stool sample.
Yes, we should have.
Well, why didn't we? I was the one that said we should have.
Why didn't you?
Are you sure you're not just trying to assuage your own guilt?
Yes, I'm sure.
I'm not.
Andrew Sykes was mutilated in the exact same manner Will Graham allegedly mutilated his victims, ways that have not been made public.
He's admitting the acts, but just not the responsibility.
Will's maintained his innocence all along, in spite of memory gaps.
Choose your words very carefully, Dr. Chilton.
Why is
You chose
this
the word
fucking guy?
claims,
He wears it so well, even Jack Crawford could not see past it.
but you did.
Of course I
Graham
did.
and I had no personal relationship for him to manipulate. I have objectively examined him and the crimes of which he is accused.
Oh my god, this fucking guy. He could not fool me. I'm so good. I never fell to his manipulation bait.
To the world could not commit.
The fact that he's doing this thing, I'm so good. He's like a joke every time he shows up on screen.
There is not yet a name for whatever Will Graham is.
He That guy sucks. Like, he's a joke every time he shows up on screen. Why are we meeting in this room compared to the usual cage? Why is Hannibal the one that brings us to him? Why does Hannibal have all this access to things? Yay, pendulum.
He murdered his victim first, then mutilated him. Cassie Boyle's lungs were removed when she was still breathing. Georgia Madgen was burned alive. What I found of Abigail was cut off while her heart was beating. You intentionally ignored facts that refute your argument, hoping nobody would notice.
You noticed. I wanted to dispel your doubts once and for all.
My doubts about what?
Me. I want you to believe in the best of me. Just as I believe in the best of you. Maybe this acolyte is giving you your path to freedom. Even Jack is ready to believe Will. I don't want you to be here.
I don't want me to be here either.
And you have a choice. This killer wrote you a poem. Are you going to let his love go to waste?
There's a killer on the loose, demonstrating all the hallmarks of Will Graham's alleged murders.
Do you think this killer committed the crimes that you're accused of?
Don't answer that.
I think I know who this guy is. Was he in The Expanse? He was like the main antagonist for a couple episodes.
Who's taking the stand in my place?
Hannibal. This is fucking wild. Leave the killer who put you here save your skin.
So help me God.
Morning, Doctor.
It's kind of funny.
Will Graham accused you of the crimes for which he now stands trial, and yet here you are, testifying on his behalf for the defense.
Will rightfully couldn't accept these actions to be his. Will Graham is, and will always be my friend.
Your witness.
Dr. Lecter.
That'll be fucking wild. If he's declared innocent.
And in Will Graham's victims or alleged victims, what was their cause of death?
They're onto it.
That's
They're onto
very
it.
different from a bullet.
I'm ruling this defense inadmissible, Mr. Brower.
Ooh.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All previous testimony on the matter will be stricken from the record.
Oof. Now, this is what I'm wondering. Is Hannibal gonna go and fucking murder someone and do some crazy shit to get Will out? Because it would be wild if he saved Will and then Will just kind of has to like live with, oh, the guilty person saved me and I can do nothing about it. Okay, so the plan failed. What now? Fade to dark. And now it transitions into... You're gonna be killed. I'm sorry, buddy. Or... No! No, there's gonna be a body in here! There's gonna be a body in the fucking car trial room. That's the judge, isn't it?
Put on display.
It's just as blind as mindless and heartless. How did the killer get so close?
This judge's death, there will be no verdict. No ending. It'll start again. Like the trial never happened. So, the killer wanted a mistrial.
It appears
An
so.
elegant, if rather unorthodox solution.
You wanted to believe Will Graham? Who is he to you that makes you want to risk everything for him?
A very cogent reminder of the pitfalls of having faith in one's fellow man. Thank you.
You've got to cut him loose. Otherwise, the someone being left behind today or tomorrow
It's gonna be you.
is going to be you.
So I have a question. Are they not surprised that Hannibal is never affected by these fucked up sites? He's very much a civilian. He's not FBI. Oh hey, it's not a Jijinka anymore.
I had the absurd feeling that whoever this killer is, he walked out of that courtroom with me.
I want to save you.
Okay, episode's over. Dude, that flew by. It really flew by. These episodes are getting wild. Well, there you have it. If you ever feel like you're gonna get declared guilty when you're on a trial, unjustly so, then you just murder the judge. Honestly, that will stop the trial. Just murder the judge. Honestly, that's a life hack for you. Just murder the judge. Anyway, so okay, we're wilding here. So the episode did really fly by because, and like, here's the thing is that I was expecting it to end feeling like, fuck, I want more. But like, even when it did, I was like, fuck, I want more. Like, I was expecting it, but at the same time, I was like, please don't end, you know? Because like, okay, sure, let's talk about it. So, this is the trial episode. We were told previous episodes that Will is going to be put on trial, and probably death sentenced. And Will even sees himself being death sentenced. And okay, here is the thing, though. Oh, I wanted to check who the Brower. What was his name? Let me check the credits. Aaron Wright. Okay, so Sean Doyle. Control F Hannibal. Yes, he is. He is in Hannibal, and it's Brower. Yeah, it's him. Okay, sure. So like, okay, so when I saw this actor, the fucking Brower, the defense attorney or whatever, when I saw him and I listened to him, I was like, I know you. I feel like I know you. I've seen you. I don't know where. And I just kept racking my brain. I was like, who the fuck were you? And like 20 minutes in, I was like, The Expanse. He was on The Expanse. So, yes, he is Aaron Wright in The Expanse. He is a very key, important character for like 1.5 seasons of The Expanse. So, yeah, I've seen him around relatively recently, which, because like that's the thing is that I don't watch a lot of shows or movies or anything really. So whenever I see an actor and I'm like, I know this guy, then I'm starting thinking, okay, it has to be someone that I watched on the channel. Then I'm like, okay, who, and then eventually I get there. But yeah, I've seen this actor around. I don't know if he's gonna show up again. I think he won't, because in his Wikipedia, I think it's only listed this episode. I wasn't paying full attention, but I think it's all just this episode. But yeah, that guy, I know him. He was cool, and I like the character that he played in this episode, defense attorney. Actually, I like that he actually had like an actual personality character. But yeah, anyway, this was the trial episode. What's wild about this episode is that Hannibal is essentially helping Will out, and I'm not entirely surprised by it. Because, like, okay, here's the thing. The reason why Will is even in this situation is because Hannibal considers Will to be someone very close to him. And it's because he sees Will as someone who is close or similar or whatever to him. Because I'm assuming it's because it's like the only person that can understand Hannibal in some way. So Hannibal feels some kind of affinity towards Will. So now Will is on trial and he will get executed. So Hannibal is like, well, I don't want him to die. You know, he can be in a cage and I can interact with him while in a cage. But I don't want him to die. So he is like out here being like, okay, I'm going to fuck with the trial in order to save Will. Okay. So first step is sending them an ear, a fresh ear that was cut 48 hours previous, at least, which means that Will couldn't have done it. So they're like, okay, who is it? Like, Will has an admirer of sorts or whatever. So then they went through Andrew Sykes' house, and when they got to the house, the explosion happened and his body was fucking burned. So, yeah, then okay, that was the body, is an absolute murder, which means, okay, now what? Like, is Will guilty? And then they start claiming to defense that Will might actually, in fact, not be guilty. But, and Hannibal, and this is the interesting part, is that Hannibal is willing. Like, so he goes and talks to Will, and he's like, I am willing to testify on your defense. And that was a wild-ass thing, because it becomes this thing where Will knows Hannibal is guilty, and I'm not sure if Hannibal knows that Will knows that he is guilty. So dumb. I don't think he is sure, because I think Will is playing this card, which is, I don't know what's real anymore, and evidence says that you didn't do it, so maybe I'm just dug it out of my ass. And maybe in hopes that Hannibal will believe Will. So Will is trying to lie, so Hannibal thinks that Will is not pointing fingers at Hannibal anymore, because Will is like, well, they're investigating you, and maybe you are innocent. So I guess I was wrong. So Hannibal then is like, I'm gonna save Will, and I'm not sure if he knows or thinks or feels like Will is fucking with him or not. I'm not sure, because like, here's the thing, is that we don't get narrator perspective on this. We don't have absolute information as the audience, which means that all we have is characters interacting with each other, and we as the audience don't exactly know how much Will knows or is lying in order to fuck with Hannibal, and how much Hannibal knows or believes or knows that Will is lying and is trying to fuck with him, or he's fucking with Will. Like, all we have are the interactions, and then whatever we read between the lines is kind of up to us. And that's kind of where I start to feel stupid. Because I start to feel like, okay, I don't know what the fuck is happening. I don't know what the interaction is. I can just like assume something, but that might not be real. That might not be true. And I feel stupid because I'm also stupid. So I start to feel like maybe I'm bad here. But to my understanding, Hannibal is like, okay, so Will is telling Hannibal, maybe it wasn't you, maybe I'm just full of shit. Hannibal is like, well, I don't want him to die, so I'm gonna help him out. So he does the ear thing, he kills the bailiff, he shows the bailiff, he displays it, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna help on your defense, I'm gonna be a witness, and I'm gonna say, hey, I don't think this man did it. And then the judge is like, actually, I'm gonna dismiss that whole defense thing. Like, that's bullshit. So we're not gonna. Well, I'm just gonna ignore that. So then Will is kind of fucked because he can't admit the defense that he was using previously, which is I didn't know what I was doing, because they already went hard on the other defense, which is I didn't do it. But then the judge was like, well, fuck it, I don't care. And it's kind of funny because that means that he was a bad judge. Because, okay, no. They are lying in the sense that this new batch of murders... Okay, it's fucking... Okay, so this is what, because... Okay, no, I have another question. Are the new murders made by Hannibal, committed by Hannibal, or by another person? I don't know, fucking Alana, because she wants Will to be free. Because, like, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure it's Hannibal. And that is something that I have to read between the lines to know. Because Hannibal is never going to admit, I am the one who killed these people. So, because he doesn't say it, and because we don't see it, it's kind of up in the air. I'm assuming it was Hannibal, but it could just not happen. Okay, so Hannibal is killing these people differently than he was killing them previously, just enough that he does, like, the gunshot mutilation happens post-mortem instead of pre-mortem. So just enough for people to not suspect Hannibal, I suppose. So you wouldn't be able to trace those murders to the same person as the new ones, but they're also different enough for the judge to be like, actually, no, I'm just gonna ignore that. Because the... I don't know how trials work, so I'm thinking, what is the opposite of the defense attorney? The attack attorney? So the attack attorney... the attack lawyer. I summoned my lawyer in attack position. The attack lawyer, the lady, was actually like, you know, this one was by a gunshot to the heart. It's not mutilation, so I think there's enough of a difference. And then the judge was like, you know what? I think you're right. So yeah, never mind that defense. I'm going to ignore that. And then at that point, Hannibal was like, okay, what the fuck do I do? And then he went home and he sat alone in his fucking studio. And he was like, studio, study, workplace. I don't know what it's called. So he sat there alone. And we get the camera shot of like, I'm sitting alone and there's no one in the other chair. So then he's like, okay, I guess I will commit murder then. So then he just went and killed the judge. And he like posted in such a theatrical manner, like, oh my god, Hannibal is such a the other kid. But yes, he just ripped his brain out and put it on like a... I don't know what the thing is called. Like, thing that weights two things, like the justice thing. He posted like the justice statue or whatever, holding his own brain and something else to the other side. And it was like, alright, he just murdered the judge. Sure. Okay, man. Don't judges have like actual like custody? I think judges should have like actual like custody people. Let me look this up. The reason why I say this is because my sister is like a lawyer, and I remember like that there's like other like high... I think there's like actually like one or two judges in like my neighborhood, because it's like it's an attempt at a fancy neighborhood. It was like a fancy neighborhood like 20 years ago, and it's not anymore. But some people live like that in this neighborhood still. And I remember my sister was like, "Look at that guy! You see that guy? That guy's a guard. He's guarding that house because that house has a judge living in it. So just in case, it's being secured." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I'm like, okay, judges have bodyguards? And I guess the answer is some do. And also, I'm assuming it depends on the country. But I would have assumed that US would have guards for the judges. You know? Any new job creation that has guns in it and brute force sounds like something the US would do. Anyway. So, the judge just gets fucking murdered by Hannibal. And because, like, it's this wild thing where Hannibal's trying to save Will from the position he put Will in. But the thing is that Hannibal didn't necessarily want things to go this way, you know? So, like, I was thinking, like, it could become, like, this wild thing where, like, Hannibal helps Will get out. Like, he breaks Will out in some way. But, like, then it becomes this thing of, like, Hannibal... Like, Will knows it's Hannibal, but Hannibal is helping Will out. So then Will is out, and then Will is like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Like, he's the one that broke me out. But, I mean, at the same time, but, like, he might start, like, doubting himself, because Hannibal is helping him out. So it's like, why the fuck is he doing that? And the answer is because Hannibal legitimately wants to be your friend. He just happens to be a serial killer, you know? Who eats people. That just happens to be the case. Anyway. Dude, I love whenever fucking Freddy Lounge showed up. So Freddy Lounge showed up and she started just lying like crazy. She was like... And also whatever the fuck she was wearing, her clothes with the giant hat covering her face with the shadows and everything, it was like... She was like playing a character. And then she was like, Abigail told me that she felt like Will was gonna eat her like her dad did. I shouldn't listen to her. You blame yourself? No, I blame Will Graham. And then the Expanse man shows up and he's like, Miss Lowndes, hi. Can you please remind me how many times you've been sued for libel? She's like, 6. Sorry? 6. Thank you. Nothing further. Just sits down. It's like, those are funny. That was so fucking funny. It was so awesome. I love that shit. Anyway, so then we have fucking Chilton show up too on trial. This was like, because it was the trial episode, it was like the all-star episode. All the warriors coming in, all characters coming in. So Chilton showed up, and like, it's fucking funny. Every time Chilton speaks, and I just look at his face and I start laughing. Like, the actor they got to play Chilton is such a good actor because I cannot take him seriously. So he's doing his job properly. This character is fucking funny, man. Because like he's like it's like he has carefully constructed this persona, but I was able to look past it. I was not able to be manipulated by Will Graham because I'm so good. I'm so good. My dick is so big. So anyway, there's no words to describe what Will Graham truly is. It's like, oh my god, this fucking guy. The fact that he had like this cane and he was like caressing it like a fucking evil villain. Like I'm so smart. Was he like describing himself when he was like the reason why Will Graham has caught criminals is because he gets to feel so much smarter than them. So he gets the same satisfaction out of killing people as he does from saving them because it's a boost to his ego. It's like, are you speaking from experience, my guy? Are you sure you're not doing like a self-diagnosis there? Like a self-profile? That guy sucks. He's like the worst character in the show. Worse than Miss Lowndes. Worse than Freddie Lowndes. Because Freddie Lowndes, I mean, she's full of shit. But like, you know she's full of shit and she knows she's full of shit. This guy, I don't think he knows he sucks. I think he actually believes in his own hype. I think he actually believes that he's so good. He's like, yeah, I was totally Will. I knew it. I'm so good. I was unable to be captivated by his guiles, by his manipulation, like the dumbest Jack Crawford. I'm so much better than him and than Will. I know everything. And it's like, I'm pretty sure he actually believes that, which makes it actually more funny. And it makes him a worse character. It's like the Huey. Did I compare him to Huey before? I feel like I did. Huey Emmerich from Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, that's him. That's Huey. Someday he's gonna get cucked by his son and die in a pool, sadly. That's what's gonna happen to him. Anyway. So, yeah, the most important part of this episode. Hannibal broke him out. Broke Will out. Well, broke him out. He can't delay the trial because he murdered the judge, so I guess that works. It's just that it's really interesting that Hannibal is the antagonist, but it's also helping out the protagonist. Because the antagonist's goal is to befriend the protagonist. Which is funny. Because Hannibal, and I will compare him to like Kira Yoshikage. So if any of you watch, I suppose minor spoilers, if any of you watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 Diamond is Unbreakable, there is a character called Kira, and he is a serial killer. And he has a very particular thing that he has going on that he wants to do. Not unlike Hannibal and his craving for human meat. Kira Yoshikage has a thing where he kills people for a reason, right? In the same way that I don't think Hannibal kills people just because he enjoys the act of killing. He kills people in order to eat them, right? And he probably does enjoy the killing to a degree. He probably becomes super desensitized to it at the very least. But maybe he also enjoys the killing aspect of it. But I see the killing as a means to an end, which is to eat them, right? And I see something similar with Kira Yoshikage. The thing about both of these characters is that their drive and motivation isn't necessarily, I have to kill people, right? And I can see Hannibal being that, because Hannibal is just like, well, it's in my nature to kill people and eat them, you know? But I also have a character and a personality and goals and motivations and dreams and desires beyond that, you know? Yes, maybe I kill and eat people, and maybe I don't want to stop doing so, but I have stuff that I want to do besides that, you know? So his kind of goal is to befriend Will and get close to him. So he doesn't want Will to die, because it's like, this man is invaluable to me. I want to have him around. So in a way, he was like happy that Will was caught, because it's like, okay, now I'm in a position where I win and I get to talk to Will. But then it's like, well, Will is going to get that sentence. Shit. Okay, now I have to do something, because I'm realizing that I don't want him to die. I want him to still be around, you know? He's my friend. At least I want him to be my friend. So now he's helping him out in the most extreme case if needed, which is I will murder the judge. But then this becomes the thing of like, okay, there's a killer beyond Will. Will may point fingers at Hannibal or not. I don't think he will, because he's trying to play the character of like, oh, maybe if I play dumb, Hannibal will help me out. And if I get out of here, then I can investigate on my own or something like that. So we'll see how this like develops, because now we're in this weird situation where the antagonist could win, but the antagonist doesn't want to like kill the main character. He doesn't want to defeat them. He wants to befriend them. So he's not gonna let anything bad happen to him. But the main character doesn't want it, because he knows that the antagonist is the antagonist. But he cannot convince anyone about it. Like, it's such a weird scenario to think about. It's kind of wild, actually. Mad props to the writers of the show for coming up with this wild scenario, because it's very interesting. It's very intriguing. And the way these characters are acting and what they want is actually very intriguing. Like this, it's a very intriguing display of Hannibal as a character. It's like, what the fuck does he want? He wants to befriend the main character. And now the conflict becomes, the main character is gonna die because the antagonist framed them so good. And now it becomes this thing of like, well, I don't want him to die. Jesus, no. I want to help him out. So it's like, okay, what now then? Like, it's so wild. Like, sorry, I'm just repeating myself now, but I don't know what else to say about this episode. Maybe I should just stop the discussion review thing, because I don't know if there's anything else I want to say about it. Oh, my friend showed me a picture of like, so I said that there's like the black stag helm statue thing. You know, black facing Mads Mikkelsen with the stag helm. It's not a statue. It's actually a person in a suit. So they probably just have a person in the stag suit that is all black. The face is not. The face is just a circle coming out of the suit. And then they probably CG Mads Mikkelsen's face on it. Which means that it's someone's job to blackface Mads Mikkelsen and put it on the other person's body. So that's interesting. Jack Crawford was willing to just say, I fucked him up. And in fact, he was happy to do so. He was like, fuck it, I'll take the fall. It feels good. You know, it feels good to just say fuck it. It feels good to run away from all the noise in a way, even if he gets kicked out of the FBI. So like, it's probably gonna be like, this builds up on my thinking that maybe Jack Crawford will get kicked out of the FBI by the end of the season. And then he realizes it's Hannibal and he has like no backup because nobody believes him anymore. He's not FBI man anymore. So if he fights Hannibal, then whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't know if there's anything else I want to say about the subs, other than the fact that we're wiling. Other than the fact that Hannibal helping out the main character, even though he already won, because he doesn't want to kill him. He doesn't want him to die. It's wild to me. So yeah, that's interesting. I really love that. But yeah, anyway, I think that's probably it for this episode. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Oh yeah, happy birthday to me. It's my birthday. Yeah, it will be my birthday. It's my birthday right now for you if you're on YouTube. It's not my birthday if you're on Patreon. And it's not my birthday for me right now because it's like a week and a half from now. But yay. Anyway, see you guys some other time. And alright, thank you so much for watching this reaction episode to Hannibal. If you would like to catch next week's reaction or full-length reactions, you can do so over at Patreon. Check out the link in the description for that. We also have other social media, a gaming channel, all sorts of fun stuff. And yeah, see you guys some other time. Bye bye, take care.